Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of March. I am living. It is almost May. We are. Let's tell you something.
Our most on-time podcast.
I mean, our best of just threw us off completely because we had to like. Anyways, Movies Are Real. We are a monthly movie podcast where we discuss the movies of the month prior when we're looking forward to the next month. I am George Cruz. I am here with Ryan Lance.
Hey.
And Carrie Lyles.
Hello.
We're continuing this slow drag that is 2018. Well, I probably said something mean and I probably missed. Was there something that someone really liked?
No.
I like Dial Up Dog. Oh, so far this year?
Really, yeah.
I really like Annihilation.
Oh, right, fuck. Right.
I really was
studio audience,
Panther,
big fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, it was very good, but I think it's good, but...
The only one that was most...
I think I've
been most dope on was probably Annihilation, though, for the year so far.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. That should be our segue sound effect between segments. Wah, wah, wah. Island Dogs. Here we go.
I should listen to that soundtrack more often. But anyways, as I was saying, it's not the strongest month. I would say.
March 2018. No one will remember it for anything, especially movies.
I'm trying to think if anything bad or tragic happened that you're like lowering the significance of, but I can't think of anything that you can be shamed for. So, Kanye West brought back his Twitter account. No, that was in April.
That was like last week in April.
It was. Okay.
Look, man.
But anyways, Tomb Raider is a video game and a movie. Again.
Multimedia franchise. That's what it's called.
It is.
Yeah. Don't laugh at me, Carrie.
Thrilling
stuff. Yeah.
Ryan, tell us. Well, Carrie, you saw it too.
I did.
Tell me about Tomb Raider. Lara Croft is back, played by Alicia Vikander. I don't know how to pronounce her name. From Ex Machina. The director, is this a significant director at all, or is this just a gun for hire here?
Do you want to try to pronounce that, George?
Let's see.
Roar.
Uthag. Roar. What a fucking first name.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Badass. I'll name my son that.
So Tomb Raider, is it...
So, Tomb Raider,
the
reboot of the franchise, taking inspiration from the 2013 video game, which you and I both like quite a bit.
It's a good video game.
It's a good video game. Although not a lot from that video game, actually. Basically, only the island setting, and that comes to play about halfway through.
I mean, there's that, from what I've seen in the trailers, that they recreate that one scene in the CG opening where she's like in the boat, and it doesn't look as cool,
That's
definitely.
not until like halfway through the movie. Okay. Basically, the movie starts off with Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. She works at
full name.
Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Her parents knew what they were gonna do. She works at like this Uber Eats kind of thing.
Yeah, she works at Postmates.
Postmates, yeah. So she is all on her bike and doing stuff, but she has a craving for adventure, and that makes her do.
She's a boxer.
She's a boxer, yeah. She does boxing things, and in the first scene, we see her get the shit beat out of her by a much stronger boxer.
So this tracks with the first game so far.
So she's scrappy and tough, but not that scrappy and not that tough. Just enough to make you relate to her as a character.
Ride her bike really fast.
Yeah, there's that sequence. I think that bike sequence was probably my favorite in the movie. It's one of those things where I forget what it's called. It's like there's a biker in the front and they're like leaving down a paint trail, and then people have to like race after her and like catch her. She has like a tail on her. That whole thing. That was probably my favorite sequence in the movie too, even though it was in the first.
So I'm going to assume here. Does Laura know that her dad was an archaeologist?
She finds out later on in the movie.
Okay, so in this round they're not rich.
No, she is.
Okay, why is she working at Postmates?
She doesn't want to take over the company, right?
Because she has to sign her dad's death certificate thing, and that acknowledges that her dad is gone and dead, and she doesn't believe that her dad is dead. She thinks he's still alive
for 12 years.
on the island.
Okay.
So even though she is super rich and she has a wonderful mansion that she could live in, she'd rather work at Postmates and live in a shithole.
And not go to college.
Yeah, she's relatable.
On the gig economy.
So basically, she ends up finding her dad's secret stash, and he's like, "Laura, I know you can do it. There's this island. There's some crazy shit."
No, he's like, you have to find all my research about this thing and destroy it so it doesn't go into the wrong hands. And she's like, hold on, let me look at this. This must be where he is. I won't destroy anything.
And then the wrong hands go.
The wrong hands show up, and they're played by Walton Goggins.
So then she goes to China to find a boatman.
This sounds exactly
Which, by the way, the whole, she finds some old emails of her dad's, and it's like, this is the guy who drove the boat to the island. And she's like, I'm looking for this guy. But she has to know he's trapped on the island. That's the only logical thing. So why would you try to look for the guy who drove the boat to the island? Because logically, he would also be trapped on that same island with him.
Nah, but you just dropped him off.
Just a real quick in and out, you know? But she ends up finding the dude's son, who coincidentally has like the same name, I guess, or whatever.
That's not me.
He's also
that's
like,
my father.
That's my dad. Yeah, there's a lot of dad-related things in this movie.
It's my dad.
But she ends up on the island, and there's a huge crash, and she's looking for her dad. And
Good
spoiler, her
movie.
dad is alive.
No, of
and
course.
then he dies, and they go inside a tomb, and they raid it. And it turns out the magic was actually a disease or something. I don't know. Yeah. It's fine. The movie's fine, George.
It went for that whole grounded approach where it was like, oh my god, we thought it was going to be something mystical, but it ended up just be a disease.
That sounds
she was sacrificing herself.
That's the exact opposite of the video game.
And I was like, I was pissed because I was already bored, and I was like, some skeletons better be coming to life pretty soon here or something.
Some wild ass shit happens in that video game.
Yeah, like in the video game, like it's like, oh, it's a magical thing of some princess, and Laura's like, yeah, fucking whatever. And then at the end, it's like, oh damn, there's a flying light in the sky. There's monster men. Oh jeez, that was ironic. But this one, it's like there's this princess, and she was buried. And if she touches someone, they die.
They set her up as like this evil force. This princess was,
and then it turns out she just has like this horrible.
She was a carrier for this disease
that she was immune to.
It was weird.
But so if she touched someone, they would like just fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird and like kind of turn into a zombie.
Yeah, but they were just like decaying.
Yeah, but like they kind of attacked Laura. I don't know. It's weird. I think the movie's fine because like her performance, Alyssa Vikander, is a lot better than this movie is. You can tell that she cares about the character and she cares about the world. Although it does sequel bait a lot, like...
Yeah.
Because, like, at the end, she buys all those guns from Nick Frost, and she's like, let the games begin. And it's like, what?
Did they play Where's Your Head At?
I'll take two, and holds him up.
They play Where's Your Head At, like in the first movie. That was my favorite part of that movie.
I don't remember that movie.
Where she comes back after this. She's got like a nice summer dress with like a nice hat. And then she's like picks up the guns, and then it plays like fucking "Where's Your Head At" by fucking whoever the fuck sings that song, and it freeze frames to her with the guns like, and then credits roll.
It's not a lot of that in this one.
Oh, okay. Not a lot of U2. Fucking
no U2. Was there any like? There was some.
I don't think so.
I don't remember the score of this one. Yeah, the only reason I saw this was I had a job interview. And I drove past the movie theater, and I was like, all right. If Tomb Raider happens to be showing, I'll go see it. And not really. It was an hour and I waited. Because I had no plans that day.
Nice.
And I saw Tomb Raider, and it was surprisingly full. A lot of old people, which was weird for a 2 p.m. showing of Tomb Raider. It's like, I was like joking. I think I was texting. He was like, it looks like the old folks home. To Tomb Raider. And then later that day, Carrie's friend was like, you want to see Tomb Raider?
Yeah, it was like 8:50, and my friend was like, we're going to the 9:30 showing of Tomb Raider. Do you want to go? And I was like, sure. And it was...
And you looked at your schedule. It was, bitch, I was like, I think I can squeeze that in. So yeah, me and Carrie were both unenthusiastically seeing the movie.
Listen, I had a sandwich. That sandwich was pretty tasty.
I did not.
Well, I guess I came out on top this time, Lance.
I had a free popcorn ticket at home, and I did not bring it with me, so I just flat out did not eat anything.
What a great film.
Who's the real winner here?
Apparently they wanted to do a film universe with Just Cause, Hitman, Deus Ex, and Thief.
I read that.
With just a bunch of Eidos properties.
Do you see those like connect in like the games though?
No, other than they were made by the same studio? No.
Because then like fucking...
At that point we can have Cloud and fucking Sword of Kingdom Hearts because they're all under Square Enix
banner. That'd be dope though.
Let's have 2B from Nier in here.
Let's have...
Also they made like 2 Hitman movies and they all sucked.
Let's have Metal Gear invade Silent Hill. And then Bomberman's there.
Yeah, Bomberman.
And then Yugi shows up because they have the Yu-Gi-Oh license.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so Tomb Raider. If it's on Netflix and you're super fucking bored, watch it. I
Sure,
don't give a
why
shit.
not?
Okay.
Walton Goggins. I like
Walton
him.
Goggins.
Apparently did not make it to any. It made a lot of money, but
That movie, like, the more it went on, the more I was like, can we get on with it?
Get on with it.
Because, like, the thing with the games was, like, it began with she was on the boat, and she was just going to the island because she was, like, a university student wanting, like, archaeologist student, you know?
Sure.
And she was going on the island, and the whole point of that game
with a whole group also.
With a whole group of, like, colorful characters who had personalities, like the fat one, and I think there was an Asian one, and the other girl one, and then her friend Sam, which the whole point of that game was, like, she needs to find Sam. Because they're best friends and not lesbians.
Their teacher is an asshole.
Her teacher's an asshole,
yeah. Was it as violent as the game?
No, it was
Okay.
PG-13.
All right, because there's a point in that game where she literally tumbles into a giant pool of blood and corpses, and the camera like fucking does like this shot from like there's the pool of blood, and like her eyes pop up.
There was some violence.
It was
with like tomb traps.
Yeah.
Like the some spikes coming out of the ground.
Indiana Jones
and
shit.
going places.
There was the part where she picked up the pickaxe from the video game towards the end,
okay.
and people were probably like, "Oh, I was not like that."
All the old people in your screening were like, "Oh,
Oh, I was like, "Oh, it's the fucking thing for the."
oh my god!"
It's like that Solo trailer where like the dude throws up the Han Solo gun. I imagined all the nerds out there were like, "Yeah, it's the gun that Han Solo uses," and I'm like, it's the gun that Han Solo uses. Yeah.
There it is.
All right, well, Tomb Raider is.
Finally learned what a parsec is.
I don't give a fuck about Solo. Anyways,
Tomb Raider. See it? You probably have if you care enough.
didn't we talk about Demon House last episode?
I said it was coming up.
Oh.
It was
We
on
did
the
not
coming
give
up,
our
and since
hot
then,
takes.
Ryan has watched Demon House.
Oh.
Carrie was at my apartment, and we watched House. Have you heard of the movie House, George?
I haven't seen it.
It's
but
phenomenal.
I heard
It
it's
is
incredible.
a masterpiece, and I need to show you it sometime. But then after that, we were like, how can we possibly top...
follow up that. We were gonna watch
House.
The Greatest Showman, and Ryan was like inches from putting in the disc, and then he was like, "Wait a minute."
House, Demon, Carrie, you want to log into your Amazon account? And we were like, yeah.
It was a wonderful experience. Ryan
was.
loved it. I could tell. I looked over and he was sleeping, and I was like, "Oh, he loved it."
I fell asleep. I felt like there was a point where I was like, I didn't eat anything, but I feel like I need to have like some fucking like, antacids in my
You need to
stomach.
throw up.
Was that the demons though?
It was the demons.
It was not the demons. So Zach Baggins, I don't watch his stupid
Ghost
show,
Adventure.
but he bought a house that was allegedly haunted by a demon.
No, lots of demons. Hundreds of demons.
Yeah, fucking whatever. And
there was a family that lived there, and they were experiencing some demon problems. And one of them,
Typical.
you know, they had to have an exorcism, and so they moved naturally. And Zach Bagans was like, "I'll take it." So then he has this whole documentary going, and it's magical.
But because it's a film, they're allowed to say the fuck.
they say the
word.
fuck. But oh my god.
So the movie,
As someone who hasn't experienced a lot of Zach Bagans, Ryan, how did you take this documentary? How do you feel about Zach Bagans?
I mean, I grew up watching a lot of like ghost stuff because like my mom was into that,
okay.
and maybe that's what turned me off from believing in that shit. Because like I'd see the one that she watched, I forget what it was called. It was like a talk show, and these people would come to the talk show. And then the talk show host had a medium be there. And the guest would like be like, "Here's all the demon stuff in my house." And then they talk to me, and then they recreate it. And then the medium would be like, "You should go to the house and tell the demons to get out of there." And then you should be all right. That's 85% of the time that was his advice.
Did you try telling the demons to leave? I didn't think of that.
But yeah, watching that, and I was like, I'm just gonna not believe in demons. That's gonna be a lot easier in my life.
Ryan, all the compelling evidence. All those people that went in that house got sick or had terrible things things happen to them.
Yes. Yeah, sure. So, like, in the course of Demon House, people would go into the house, and people would be, I can feel some shit in this house, I'll tell you what. The basement's all weird, and, like, the under of the stairs is just dirt. Why is that? It's weird, right?
They paved the whole basement, and then there's just dirt over here, and there's a tin pan in there. What does that mean? And there's candles, and there's
Yu-Gi-Oh
panties.
card. There's a rowlet card. Oh my god, what's happening here? But, like, the whole course of the documentary is him exploring the house, but also talking to people who have been in the house. Even, like, if they're, like, after, like, 5 minutes, like, what'd you experience? I was like, oh, the first time I was in that house, I could tell something was wrong. And, like, that shit. And then it kept going until Zach Baggins and his film crew were, like really, like, getting shit, like... The main camera guy, he was, like, going, like, crazy with rage, and he could, like, apparently feel the demon inside of him.
He got a little possessed.
He got a little possessed.
They went back to the hotel, and it's questionable whether he was possessed or just on drugs. You know, you can't really tell. He seemed like a sketchy dude. but
I feel like Zach Baggs is what he goes on the Craigslist, like, I need some people with minimum film experience to go to a
do you have hands to hold a camera? And do you like living on the edge?
And then Edge is, like, all capital with, like, 18 exclamations. On the edge! There was the one guy who was, like, was he, like, a ghost expert or a doctor?
The old man?
The old man.
He was, like, he was measuring magnetic waves that are created naturally from the earth, and if there's enough of those present, they can affect people's mental stability, I guess. So if you're living on top of magnets, then you can be tricked into thinking that there's demons in your house.
He had total
organ failure.
Total organ failure.
Like, he was starting to feel woozy.
Then it was the hospital. It's like, all of your organs just stopped working. And then it was him in the hospital bed, just like, well, all my organs are failing, and you know what? I feel pretty bad about it. But, like, it felt like he was just in a set, you know, George. And then the creme brulee, as they say, was the ending of the movie where Zach Baggins was like, I'm gonna lock myself
We're gonna have ourselves a good old-fashioned Ghost Hunters lockdown, but it won't be any fun, because it's just me inside this house.
So he went in the house, added a bunch of furniture for some...
Up until this point, the house is completely empty, but they put in a bunch of furniture for the final lockdown to make it
like a couch, a bed,
a shitty TV.
A TV that was not plugged in, and I guarantee you they did not have cable running in that house. And then he boarded up all the walls. He's like, I'm gonna make these demons be stuck in here with me.
He's just walking around all night, and then they have, like, a clock thing come up, and it's like 4:17 a.m. and it's like, oh, it's getting late in the night, nothing's happening. He's probably panicking right now, so he starts to feel rage, air quotes, and he, like, starts destroying all the furniture and throwing everything. And then he's sitting.
The best part, when there was evidence of a demon on camera.
The camera went blurry.
The camera.
Oh no!
He knocked over the
Year
camera.
Lord 2018.
It went out of focus, and then you just
apparently
see a blur, like a black mask going across.
And the funniest thing was, the image of the demon was so terrifying to Zach Baggins that he went permanently cross-eyed.
And so now he has permanent double vision and has to wear corrective prism glasses for the rest of his life.
Here's the thing about that. Theory alert. I know we're not a film theorist podcast, but here's my theory. He was already cross-eyed, and the reason he wore sunglasses constantly throughout the film is because he was cross-eyed, and he was like, I can't let people know I'm cross-eyed because of the continuity of the film, you know, because he cares about continuity. But in the end of the day, he got the house got demolished, and I feel like that would just make the demons just go
as that one cop in the movie said, what's that thing plugging up, you know?
Yeah.
About the house.
And like when fucking in the Ghost Story, when Casey Affleck's house got torn down, he could just go wherever, back in time. What if demons, because of Zach Baggins turning that one house, all those demons are responsible for every single bad thing ever?
Oh my fucking god.
9/11. The O.J. Simpson trial, the first one.
It was all demons.
It was all demons.
So yeah, anytime you're experiencing any sort of like lower back pain or you get a burn on your hand, there's this one piece of evidence that they kept going back to where this family had blinds up in their house and they're like, our blinds were really greasy one day. What does this mean? And we closed up the whole room. We wouldn't let the grandma go in there because she might be introducing grease to the environment. And then one of the like child protective services workers or something that was there touched the grease, and then like instantly her hand went white. All of the color was drained out of it. They kept showing this fucking
They kept cutting to this picture of this person's hand. It was no paler than like me or Carrie's hand.
Fine. It was just like it's like, oh my god. Yeah, this movie is completely trashy in some of the things that it uses to justify the existence of demons. The most egregious example of this is there's this medium woman who appeared on some episodes of Ghost Adventures, and she had this thing in the documentary where she communicated with the demons over the telephone or something with the house. And she was like, oh, Zach, you got to get out of there. And then Zach Bagans is telling us this.
In, you say?
Well, Zach Bagans is telling us this about all these readings and this information that she gained. And then he was like, unfortunately, 2 weeks later, she was murdered by her boyfriend. Man. Could this be because of the demons? And it was like, no, Zach, no.
And just FYI, the film begins with a warning that
that my god, we didn't talk about the warning.
Demons can attach themselves to electronic things,
including this movie. This movie is, and so Zach Bagans.
It's possible that this movie could be cursed. So Carrie's Amazon account is cursed, and that curse went to my television. My PS4 was cursed, and then demons went into my house, which gave me my bowel issues that same evening. It's the demons. They're out there, and I expelled them into my toilet. Flushed them down, affecting the entire apartment complex because of Zach Bagans thought it'd be okay to destroy a house full of demons. God, I hate this movie.
It's so great.
Was the production value as
it's bad.
Well, like, was it to the part of the TV show or better or higher?
It was not as like it didn't have the same kind of energy as the TV show. Because like on the TV show, they're like all jazzed. They're like, we're gonna lock ourselves down in this place. This entire movie, Zach Bagans is like depressed and he's like schlubbing around and he's like, oh, demons in this house. And then, there's several points in the movie where Zach Bagans is overcome by rage. And, like, one time he attacks the cameraman, and there's another time where he's in the basement with the organ failure old man, and there's this shot of him, like, lunging at him, but then he's, like, stops himself. He's like, I gotta get out of here, man.
Demons are ready, just fill it up, beat Zach Bagans.
And then the magnet guy has his little detector thing, and he's, like, going along the wall, and then Zach Bagans, like, hits his fist against his hand, like, boom, and the guy's like, oh, my meter spiked as soon as you did that. That was crazy. So Zach Bagans was rife with demon energy.
Was I just falling asleep, or was there a part in the movie where Zach Bagans implied that maybe the demons knew that he was the Zach Bagans? And
that happens in the show a couple times.
And perhaps that they were trying to get him because he is renowned demon hunter Zach Bagans.
Yeah. He does that a lot. Okay. On one episode of the show, he's like, we're revisiting this place because the spirits have been asking for me by name. And they play this EVP where it's like, Zach. It's a magical film.
So did he himself fund this, or how did this go?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
He like directed it. It's a Zach Bagans film.
Okay, well, that was fun.
Oh, my other favorite part. We talked about the cameraman, how he went kind of crazy, and Zach Bagans was like, "Yeah, he wanted to go back. Yeah, we had to go back to. He wanted to go back to the house. His energy was really off, so unfortunately, we had to let him go."
Alright, fire him.
I fired him.
And judging by his Instagram pics, he has a lot of devil
tattoos. They flashed this dude's Instagram photos like he's really gone off the rails. He got 666 tattooed on his hand. If you remember, that's where he said he felt the demon touch him.
So don't watch the movie, not because it's cursed, but because it's unwatchable.
Because all of your organs will fail.
It sounds like a faux documentary.
It should be.
When I was doing research, I found various websites called it pseudo-documentary. And I'm like, is that because it's bullshit or are people fucking with Zach Baggins? You know what? I actually am not invested in
full text.
And there was another part. We need to move on, but there was another part in this movie where he's trying to talk to the original family, not the original family, but the family who was publicizing all this stuff about them being possessed. He tried to get in contact with them, and they wouldn't talk to him for the documentary. And then he gets this phone call from a Hollywood executive who has the rights to the story of this. He's like, you only have the rights to the documentary, not the film. And they, like, alter his voice, and it's like, that's gotta be Jason Blum, right? Oh. So we're gonna get a Demon House Blumhouse movie eventually.
That's pretty good.
It's gonna be great.
I can't wait to watch them back to back and find out the real story.
Oh, well, that's fun. I'm kind of cute. I need to look up a trailer for this because I can't envision it in my head. I just like envision like a fucking What We Do in the Shadows-esque like fucking.
No, not nearly as good.
Okay. All right. Well,
I rewatched that movie recently.
That's a great movie.
Perfect.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it yet.
It's very good.
I would highly recommend it.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to transition from that to Isle of Dogs. So Isle of Dogs.
It's a smooth. Transition.
Isle of Dogs.
All right, guys, tell me why I should like this movie because I didn't watch it because I'm not into claymation that much. I don't know. It just the look of it doesn't do much for me.
The Grand Budapest Hotel?
Haven't seen that one.
Okay. How do you like The Life Aquatic?
Haven't seen that one.
Moonrise Kingdom.
I thought that one was all right.
Okay.
There we go.
I haven't seen that.
It's not really like Moonrise Kingdom at all.
Well,
okay. I've only seen the Grand Budapest Hotel.
I do want to see Grand Budapest Hotel.
Fantastic
like
Mr. Fox.
Haven't seen that one.
Okay. But yeah, Isle of Dogs. I like it. It's very his movie.
Yeah.
It's extremely his movie. So that's why I mentioned like if you're not a fan of claymation, maybe his style will get you there because I think it's more that than Fantastic Mr. Fox from what I've seen. Even if you like dogs, you'll like this movie. It's very anti-cat. Extremely
Ryan's gonna hate it.
Anti-cat movie.
They don't like hurt any cats or anything.
No, but they're painted as the mascots of imperialists.
Yeah. Like all the in-power people are all cat people,
yeah.
And all the protesters are dog people.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
That's how it would happen.
That's how it would happen. Yeah.
So yeah, no. I mean, it's tough. So I Love Dogs, a Wes Anderson movie, claymation, takes place in Japan, where the powers that be currently in the office, there's this whole dynasty of this family trying to who loves cats, and they're trying to get rid of dogs. Mm-hmm. And so there is this dog flu, and this leader is like, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put all the dogs in this island where we put all this trash, and there's this failed city, and we're going to put them all there. And then after a while, he has an extermination plan to get rid of them so that it can never happen again. And so we follow the dog and also all the Japanese characters speak in Japanese, and it's not translated.
Yeah, they're the only time you understand what the Japanese characters are saying is if there's an interpreter saying it along with them, or if there's some sort of device that is translating it. Mm-hmm. So that is. It's a choice that I like, but I still would have liked to have known what they were saying.
Yeah, it works. And also, anything that's in, Japanese text that has, a little subtitle next to it.
Yeah, so you're not completely left in
And then they say, the barks, we translate into English.
Yeah, it's real cute.
Yeah, and then we follow these dogs, and there's the adopted... Because he is adopted, technically. He takes care of the kid, Atari.
Yeah.
But they keep calling him his ward, and I don't know what that means, really.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyways, so the guy who's in power, he has this, I guess, I want to say adopted son named Atari, and his dog was the first dog to get on the island. Mm-hmm. And the movie's about Atari going back to the island and trying to find his dog, Spots. Yes. And then these dogs, voiced by Bryan Cranston, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, and I don't know who the last dog is. Edward Norton. Oh, okay. Yeah, that checks out, actually. Sounds like an asshole. I was like, yeah, that's Edward Norton. Edward Norton, they try to help him go find his dog. And yeah, it's really well paced. I think all the actors do a really good... Bryan Cranston does a great job.
Bryan Cranston is the best of the dogs, I think.
I think everyone does a pretty good job of not... being like, oh, that's that actor. I think Bill Murray, it's hard to be like, that's clearly Bill Murray. But, yeah, and I don't know what else to say. I think it's a really well-done movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
So why are they on the Isle of Dogs? Is it because the cats?
No, like I said,
that's the trash island that the guy banished
send all the
to.
dogs to.
So
and then
becomes the Isle of Dogs.
Is their goal to escape the Isle of Dogs or just to?
Not really. Oh, well, it is once they find out that the leader guy is gonna kill them all.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And then well, I guess I'm spoiling the movie now, but I don't know. Fuck it. He made up the actual fever that the dogs have because they have a grand plan to get rid of it's a conspiracy to get rid of the dogs.
Of course.
And there is a cure, but they're like suppressing it.
Yeah, there's a scientist party that's also running for the ballot because it's re-election. And so he uses this giant thing as a re-election campaign. Like, I saved you from the dog thing. And once I get re-elected, we're gonna make sure it never happens again by killing all the dogs with poison wasabi or whatever the fucking shit. And the science party makes a cure, but then the scientist gets killed. And And then Atari gets back, and then I don't know. It's really well done. It's really charming. I think the way it's shot looks fucking beautiful. There's some great use of space like he usually does. It's really pleasing on the eyes. I feel like
there was a lot of clever like texture things that I liked with the stop motion. Like whenever there was steam, it was like little fibers.
Yes,
that was
and you
my
could see it going like really slow. And it looks really good.
The dogs are sneezing the whole time, and
right,
every time that happened, it made me laugh.
I feel like the stuff that Leica makes, it's really grand, extravagant, and loud. And it seems like they try to hide the fact that it's made by hand. But this movie sort of leans again, like with like whenever an explosion, like a soda pops or something, and you see that like, oh yeah, this is clearly made by hand. And when they do close-ups, they do close-ups of the characters, like there's paint right there. You can see it is a thing.
It kind of feels like the Lego Movie a little bit. In that respect.
But yeah, it's a Wes Anderson movie, so like it's a Wes Anderson. I don't know, it's a Wes Anderson.
You know if you like Wes Anderson.
Yeah, if you like Wes Anderson.
So if you don't like Wes Anderson, I would not recommend it.
This one feels. I actually haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, but this felt.
I haven't either.
But this felt a little bit more like a family movie.
I don't know. I feel like a kid would get bored if they were watching this.
Maybe. I mean, it's a dog movie though. Like there's two dogs.
That's true.
And I think that's why. Like there's just. Dog, I don't know.
It's like a government conspiracy
theory
movie, though. So it's like I don't know if it.
But they don't lean too into those politics.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
really.
true.
It's just like it's a thing that's happening, and it's like a legend. Samurai guys coming here, But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be for you, Ryan. I don't know if you like Wes Anderson and you like dog movies. You might like this.
I liked Moonrise Kingdom. I want to see Budapest Motel before I also Life Aquatic. I want to see
Life Aquatic's my favorite one.
I don't know. They're not available on streaming stuff.
They're not.
Really?
No, the only one I ever see is Moonrise Kingdom.
You can get. I rented Grand Budapest Hotel.
Well, I mean like through like Netflix.
Oh, no, that checks out. That checks out.
Yeah.
Probably like a film struck thing or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of fucking what's it called?
Filmstruck 4.
I couldn't think of a very famous director.
Oh.
Kurosagi, fucking whatever the hell.
What? I don't know what's going on.
He's a Japanese director. But yeah, it's good. I wasn't surprised with it. I was like, yeah, that's what I signed up for, and it's well done. Again, Bryan Cranston is real good as usual, and he really does a lot for the movie. I think
he makes you care.
Yeah,
like he has that ability. Like,
yes.
Whenever you're watching him, even when he's in a fucking stupid Power Rangers movie, you're like, you know what? I care what Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and he plays the dumb like hard ass who's like the dog, like I don't have a master, ba ba da ba da. But when he warms up, it works. I don't know why. It just feels natural.
Yeah.
Because Bryan Cranston can play both roles very well of the asshole, but not come off like he comes off as seasoned instead of being a stubborn asshole. But yeah, it's very good. I love dogs.
Yes, I love dogs.
I'm not crazy about dogs, but as someone who's getting a dog soon, I just felt like it was propaganda. Yeah, I felt like propaganda on Donna Joe's part. Yeah, I don't know. It looked cool though. So yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about something that's not like controlled and maybe something that's not.
Spielberg is back, baby.
Man.
What does that mean?
A vision. What do they call it? The holy grail of pop culture is what it's being marketed as.
Good
I think
Lord.
I'm pretty sure it's exactly what they're.
Ready Player One.
I didn't hate it.
I
did.
Oh really? See, I was having too much fun with you guys.
Honestly, like, the more I think about that movie, the more I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, my Letterboxd rating began at, like, 2.5, then it dropped to 2, and now it's, like, 1.5.
Mine started at 1.5.
Oh, wow.
Listen, man, I just let it happen, and it just a little washed over me, and I didn't think about it too much, because... Man, can you fucking... I can't imagine people who are super into this and, like, are trying to spot every, like, cameo. It is, like... My head is impossible. This hurts. I can't enjoy this. I'm like processing a million
Whenever
things.
I would like
that chase scene fucking sucks, right at the beginning with the King Kong. It is. I do not. My mind is like, this is all shapes and colors and garbage. I don't understand.
Because like I kept like looking at like articles like here's all the references. Like I can't tell if people have actually like seen these things or just like, oh, that shadow told me that's Super Mario from Super Mario Brothers or shit like that. Like, I was looking so hard for Alf to show up in this movie. Carrie knows this. I was
really banking on Alf.
I was hooked and ready. And apparently he was in the movie, and I didn't see him, even though my eyes were glued on there. By the way, Carrie, do we want to talk about our game we played for this movie?
Right.
I think we probably should. There's the only reason I had any fun in that theater.
So Karen and I got a list of references that we wanted or expected to see, and
played a bingo card.
Played a little game of bingo.
We played some bingo.
And Carrie
got a bingo. I didn't want to get a bingo.
I can't. It feels like they were personally calling you out in that movie. Jesus Christ.
Especially one certain sequence that I've heard a lot of people say is the
highlight of the movie. I'm like, I don't want to get too angry about it.
Yeah, totally.
Because then I'm the kind of person who this movie is catered to. Because who's gonna be like, they ruined my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, totally.
But it's just weird to me that people are like, that was the best part of the movie. It looked so great. Obviously, it looked great. It was The Shining. Like, it's literally in the movie.
They took the best parts of that movie and just made them bad.
Isn't it so cool how they put another movie inside this movie? No.
You see,
I had a bunch of dipshits running around inside the movie.
See, Karen, I feel similar because I feel like this movie is made for a dumb white nerd like me. Because it's just like, Batman, Minecraft,
finally,
and Akira, and I'll be like, oh, finally, something for people like me to enjoy. But I'm watching and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It means nothing. I don't give a shit that that's the Akira bike. What does that mean? Oh, did you know that that dipshit who you can't remember what his name is, the main character's car? Akari.
Sure.
Akari's car is
Artemis. There we go.
His car is a mix between the DeLorean and that car that could talk in that show.
Knight Rider.
Kit?
Yeah. It's a mesh of, and then there's Iron Giant and Voltron. Shut up! I don't care that Voltron's in the movie.
Fucking Gundam.
I don't care that Hello Kitty's in the movie. I don't care
that was one of your bingo squares.
It was one of them.
The Battletoads fucking died in that movie.
Battletoads were in the movie. Apparently Sonic was in the movie.
I didn't see it.
For like, I saw like a blurry image of Sonic being like,
he was too fast. You didn't see
I forget what the line was, but there's some point where
you could buy the Millennium
So here's
Falcon.
the thing. I would 100% believe that this movie is less obnoxious than the book it's based on. Because, like, the stuff... only because, like, the references are just on the screen. Now imagine someone describing that to you in the written form.
But
like,
there are moments in the movie where they list off references.
Right.
Like
listing,
like what's your thing on
hater wouldn't know that or some shit.
Or when TJ Miller looks directly at the audience, he's like, "Do you guys remember that commercial with the lollipop and the owl?" It's like, "Yeah, I do remember that. Thank you."
And they're like, "What's up? Remember that? What do you mean I'm arrested?"
I'm really happy he got arrested.
Man, I can't wait for him to be in Deadpool 2, and then nothing else for the rest of it.
I'm ready for TJ Miller's career to be over.
Yeah,
man, it was so fucking, like, both funny and uncomfortable when you could hear his voice in that movie, because he's a virtual character you could hear his voice like, "That's T.J. Miller." Like, oh no,
boy.
that's T.J. Miller. But yeah, people really love this movie.
I know, and as people like I'm friends with too, like they like fucking cried it, and I was like, okay, all right.
I'm sorry, guys.
Listen, I'm not.
I can't remember if it was like a tweet or a review, and it was like the whole Iron Giant theme. The whole point of that movie is like he's this big monster man, and
he's not a guy.
He's not that, but in the movie, he's just a tool to fucking destroy all these things. So, like, the whole movie is just, like, it uses these references, but doesn't give a shit about what they are.
I mean,
it's just, like, colors, and for people to be like, oh, it's that thing.
I know that.
Can we talk about how fucking... The thing that I hated the most wasn't the references. It was
his ugly fucking girlfriend?
Yeah, how disgusting she was.
Oh, yeah, that... Oh, my God.
I'm not disappointed at all.
The whole relationship. Absolute... shit garbage coming out her butt. Absolute shit garbage shit.
But at the end,
it is fan
her
fiction.
Avatar had the mark on her ugly human eye, and that represents that his dick makes her happy.
It is fan fiction written by someone who always says that no one goes for the nice guy. It is absolute garbage coming out your butt. It is awful. Just terrible.
But George, it's a movie for me. What if I'm a girl on the internet and she was actually a cute redhead girl and she conveniently lived across the street
That
from
was
me?
so fucking stupid. Are you kidding me? How everyone in this movie lived a block away from each other? Good lord. That was dumb. It's like we could have been friends in real life this whole time, but we were too busy being plugged into the computer.
Guys, maybe once in a while we should get off the internet. Except I thought the point of the movie was that the future sucks and we have to go online because it's the closest thing to happiness we have.
They fixed the video games, and then they got rid of the bad guy corporation that was going to
No,
put ads on the video game.
Have you seen the world? It looks like a nightmare. Do you think those trailers are stacked in a way that like is ethical?
Yeah, definitely. It has to be.
It has to be. No, it's a nightmare, and we're gonna close it on Also, the whole like edit is like we're gonna close it on Tuesdays and Thursdays so people can talk in real life because I have imagined it a girlfriend and I'm able to experience happiness in the real world.
Yeah, it's true. Like
other people,
the happy ending is like, well, I mean,
it's happy for him.
Yeah,
and the girl he's plowing
everything's
in
still
her ugly
fucked.
eye. God, it's so.
It's bad. It's
really
very bad.
It's like the worst version Scott Pilgrim could have been.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad we had this moment where I could just be like, fuck this movie. It's shit.
It's awful.
It's garbage.
If you take out like the pop culture
but it's also
thing, it's just a generic ass.
But also, it's
movie.
garbage that I'm not like passionately upset about it unless you poke me in it because I'm like, there's nothing. I just let it happen. That's fine. But then if you're like, well, how bad was it? Well, let me fucking tell you exactly how bad it is, motherfucker. But whatever. It's over. It's done. God, so bad.
Is it over though? Do you think people
remember that Labyrinth poster? God damn it.
Remember that time where the one thing that was not on my bingo card was it was like John Hughes references because like there's
oh yeah, you almost
I almost put that because like I don't think they'd add that to a sci-fi thing. But then there's a whole conversation just listing every John Hughes movie. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it.
It's bad. But then I think about it, and I think I mentioned this in the theater to you, Carrie. Like, I think about it, and it makes me think about, like, when Wreck-It Ralph came out. And I had, like, when looking back, I was like, wasn't I the same dipshit? But also, I know in my heart that Wreck-It Ralph is a way better movie than fucking Ready Player One. But that was a moment of self-reflection. Yeah. Because I remember totally being like, go, granted, I was, like, a lot younger then and a lot less cynical. But I don't know.
I feel like what makes Wreck-It Ralph work is like he's his own character.
That's true.
And like,
what about Artemis?
What about he's a made-up piece of shit. Like he's his own character with his own like drive. He just happens to like live in this world with other people. And when like, fucking like, what's one of like most big references in that game, in that movie?
Metal Gear. There's a part where he gets a little exclamation mark.
Yeah, it's just like went, and then he throws it away. That's like nothing. in Ready Player One, it's like, oh my god, an alien came out of you. You're also Beetlejuice. like they say it, you see it visually, and then they also have to comment on it.
Also, how can I don't understand how can someone like
the Akira bike shows up and it can't just be like, oh, that's the Akira bike. It's like, oh my god, you used the bike from Akira. And I have a monster truck from that video game that no one
2
likes.
points. One, it's really hard to genuinely take it as face value when you can clearly see which companies paid for the billing. Because, like, Overwatch is all
oh my god
fucking over this damn thing.
I do not know anything about Overwatch, so I'm assuming those were all the characters that I wasn't.
The lady with the goggles,
the orange lady in the jumpsuit and goggles,
and like the little jacket.
She was in almost every scene of the movie.
Oh wow!
She was a background character in like almost everything.
Yeah, and there was like a weapons shop, and like you can tell that since like Microsoft right now in like the real world is behind against PlayStation, so Microsoft is. Xbox is all over this shit. Mm-hmm. You guys want the Battletoads? Someone will feel something with the Battletoads, and then they die horribly. Rest in peace, Battletoads.
There's a lot of DC stuff because it was a Warner Brothers
like
thing.
Harley Quinn. And
I totally forgot this was a Warner Brothers thing. I should have added more Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Which is why they did the whole Shining bit, because Warner Brothers published The Shining.
Mm-hmm. That's why the movie begins with, you could go rock climbing with Batman! Also... The funniest
and
part,
Minecraft, also Xbox.
Minecraft was the first reference in the movie, and also one thing that Karen was like, the Minecraft's not computer. It's pretty funny.
It was on my bingo card.
Surprise bucking
the
Banjo
movie began, and Karen was already like, well, yeah!
And then by the end of the movie, I was dead inside because I had crossed off half my bingo card, and I was like, I didn't try very hard when I was making this.
No, because, like, you told me, like, your whole thing was, like, what would our friend Zach like?
Yeah. I looked at my movies. I thought about movies that people have gotten mad at me for not having seen, and I thought about Zach.
There was not as much Star Wars in the movie, though. They referenced a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I could have... I thought it was, like, a guarantee that we'd see, like, a Millennium Falcon or a lightsaber in this movie. Which blows my mind, because that's, like, the most 80s thing ever.
Yeah,
apparently DC.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Apparently Disney.
You're not a real nerd.
Wasn't going to shelve that money, were they?
No.
Also, a lot of Atari again. Is Atari in the pocket of Warner Brothers?
Is that just because you're looking at my Atari shirt right now?
Well, that, but also
ready to play today.
Well, that's because Atari is literally making a business out of all these references.
Yeah.
I keep getting press releases from fucking Atari that is all like, inspired by Blade Runner 2049 and the exciting
Atari box has a new name and it plays the old game.
Here's a speaker hat. Fucking, Atari has a hat that has a speaker in it. And they're charging like $30 for it, and they're like crazy about it.
They almost went totally under, and now look at them.
Yeah.
Still in Blade.
Roller Coaster Tycoon for the
mobile port.
I probably shouldn't say this. They're sending me some games, but that's fine. That's some journalists. Fucking God. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, Ready Player One.
It's so cynical and like I didn't allow myself to buy into it at any point, though. My second point I was gonna make.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the final thing is the Godzilla versus the Gundam thing.
Mecha Godzilla.
For the real hardcore nerds, here it is. It's like Goku versus Superman. It might as well fucking been or some shit. Why wasn't Goku in this movie? That would have made it way better.
I think I read something that Goku wasn't a shot. Which, by the way, I hate that. I do not. I'm gonna hate those people who like buy the Blu-ray and like I pause everything, because like Steven Spielberg, he does not know who Tracer from Overwatch is. No. He does not know who Voltron is.
I was watching a review.
How did he direct this movie?
I was watching a review of this movie and they're like, what story is Steven Spielberg trying to tell with this? Why did he sign on? And then the other person was like, because he had 11 minutes of live footage to direct and the rest was just digital. It's like, that checks out. Yep.
That checks out.
But yeah, bad.
Hey, computer graphic artists, like the most underpaid and overworked people in the business. Shout out.
Yeah, you worked really hard. Your movie looked very gray.
It's pretty hideous. They all it looked like the spirit of like how like gamer laptops are marketed.
Yeah, it does.
The Republic of Gamers, which is a real company. Anyways. That's it for March.
But even though like I'm definitely like a gamer person, I hate all gamer related
No, me too.
things. It's the worst.
It's awful.
It's all like red and just like
yeah,
like we get each other because we're gamers. That's what this.
And
whole
I also
movie
hate
was
that
like.
I hate it because it makes me seem like a cynical asshole.
No, like you can be like
I know, but like
of something that's
yeah,
marketed to someone.
but it's just like you don't like
bad.
you don't like fun. Right?
No, I like fun. I want fun to also make sense.
Like, I'm even at the point now with, like, E3, I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I don't know where you're at with that, but I'm just like,
I just, like, enjoy, like, the excitement people get about it.
Yeah.
Like, I love reading people's, like, tweets and articles, like, here's what I would like. As long as people don't get overboard. Like, I can't wait for Banjo-Kazooie to come back to Nintendo.
How was Banjo-Kazooie not in this fucking movie? He's owned by Microsoft.
Oh
Where's Horstachio the Pinata?
Why didn't
forget it?
Why didn't Conker make another fucking Clockwork Orange reference?
Oh yeah.
Remember
the original Ready Player One.
The original Ready Player
Conker.
One. The alien was in that video game too. Apparently, it's the final boss.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember the game.
That's March. Boy.
Thank God it's over, and thank God April's almost over.
All right, so yeah, we are a little behind, but we're gonna talk about them in the things we've seen. We're gonna talk about in April. So A Quiet Place, John Krasinski directorial debut, right?
Yeah. So he directed a couple episodes of The Office, I think. But
is this his The Gift?
I don't think it's his directorial debut. Actually, I think he directed a different movie.
Okay.
Oh well.
I don't remember what it's called though.
His
48 hours.
Horror director debut.
The first time anybody cared. How about that?
Yeah, it's fair.
48 hours.
This movie was much more successful than The Gift, so I guess it doesn't.
Oh.
I mean, I'd assume. Like, I didn't see
Yeah,
any
I know,
tweets
that's
about
true.
The Gift.
It's true. Anyways.
Quiet Place is
That's the
taking
thing.
over.
Post-apocalyptic movie where John Krasinski and his family have to be very quiet or else the monsters come get them.
Yep.
That's a movie.
That is the movie.
I might
Discuss
see that tonight.
In April.
Yeah, I might
Me
see
and
it tonight.
Carrie have seen it.
I'll hold my hatred.
Wait,
I will shush myself on this one.
you were never really there? Is that
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be good?
I've heard good things.
Also, it's really weird because he had a movie that's like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And yeah. That was a movie about his, like,
That was the movie about him.
like how he had that rap career and then he like completely
When he went crazy, but
went
no one bought
fucking
it.
out of the fucking
Oh,
He went completely out of the fucking whack, and then he came.
interesting.
And then he came back with.
There was like a Letterman review.
Yeah.
Letterman
Interview,
interview.
yeah.
And I think the bit was like he was crazy, but like he didn't really seem that crazy. Just
No.
seemed like out of it.
It was like very Kaufman-esque.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've heard good things. I'll
Okay,
probably
what's it
check
about?
out. It's like I think it's a kid. I haven't looked too much into it, but I think it's a kidnapping thing, and it's supposed to be a tonal echo of Taxi Driver. I think whatever that it's supposed to be.
That's a good
similar to
movie.
That is a good movie.
What was it say? What was his big comeback? Was it her? That was his big comeback movie, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Some people were like, you know what, Joaquin Phoenix?
Her probably hasn't aged well, huh?
I still like it.
say?
I
Okay.
watched it like last year.
I've only seen it once.
That seems like a movie a lot. It would be really cool to dunk on now. I don't know why.
Let's do it.
No!
Rampage.
Yeah! You
Dwayne
people,
The Rock Johnson.
You people hate fun, you're gonna hate Rampage on your jig because it's nothing but a
The
good
most
time.
electrifying man is now in the most electrifying movie based on a video game.
I love the whole thing that came out. It was like, if Rampage keeps its score of 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, it'll be the highest rated video game movie of all time.
Damn.
And Dwayne Johnson commented on it. He was like, I knew we could do it, guys.
Yeah, he also put Doom under the bus. Like, and then the Doom Twitter account was like, Dwayne.
Yeah, he was like, as someone who was in the Doom movie, this is a big accomplishment. Then they like replied as like,
the Doom movie
on, man.
wasn't that bad. It's probably one of the most accurate video
I
games.
forgot. I always forget about that one.
It has,
I was like, I
what's-
don't want to watch.
What's her name from Gone Girl?
Rosamund
yeah,
Pike.
Rosamund-
Yeah, Rosamund Pike's in that movie.
Oh,
And
when did
Carl
that
Urban.
Come out? That hasn't-
2004 or 5.
when I hear that,
I was
it's-
watching wrestling at that point, and they're making a big deal
Oh,
out of
man.
that. So 2005 or 6. Whenever Doom 3 came out.
Because I feel like that'd be a '90s movie, but it couldn't be.
No, it's 2005.
Yeah.
Yep, because that's when Doom 3 came out. Yep. And there's a whole section where Carl Urban's like in first person walking through the hallways, and it looks really bad now. But back in the day, it was like, that's fucking cool shit. Yeah. I it's not terrible. Listen, the big force gun. Anyways.
Big effing gun.
Blockers. John Cena is here to
And
make sure you do not have premarital sex.
That's the last thing he wants to happen on his.
That's very John Cena brand, to be fair. Let me
He's
tell you about.
He's a Marine.
Let me tell you about Total Divas. Let me tell you about John Cena. Big on rules. Big on being a patriot.
Big on wearing children's shorts.
Oh, very big on that. Apparently this is good.
Yeah, apparently Blockers
Apparently this is very good.
It's surprisingly good time.
It looks
funny.
unfunny and trying very hard to be woke.
And it has a female writer.
Oh,
Ooh.
that makes it good?
Yeah.
Or I guess you meant like that has the possibility of it not being completely garbage.
Not being like dude bro?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Still looks bad. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, so did Game Night, and apparently Game Night's one of the best movies of the year, so.
Yeah,
true.
fucking who cares?
That also looked bad. If it's got jokes in the trailer, and I'm supposed to assume that this movie
funny.
is about jokes, that they'll be similar to these ones in the trailer, and I don't find any of the jokes in the trailer funny, it's safe for me to assume that I won't find the movie funny. I'm sorry.
Unless it's
I found Demon House hilarious.
Yeah, that's the kind of mentality that drove me astray from ever watching the Jump Street movies until they were way past. But those are an exception to the rule, I think, because those guys are great.
Yeah, those guys are great, and their comedy doesn't really work in like short little like this is the punchline of the joke, you know?
Yeah, this reminded me of Neighbors 2. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
It was
It's like
alright.
if Neighbors 2 was like
Better than Neighbors 1,
13.
that's for fucking
Never
damn
saw
sure.
Neighbors 1.
Neighbors 1's fucking shit. Oh god, I hate that movie.
I don't remember a single. Yeah, it was Zac Efron, and he was a bad
His
boy.
brother.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Blumhouse's Truth or Dare. It's
part of the
in the title.
Boy,
Because they want,
I got some.
they're
things-
like, hey, we got an Oscar now. We gotta put our brand on all of these movies.
From the
Hey,
producer-
Academy.
Hey, Academy, I dare you to give us an Oscar. for
Also, this is like their
movie.
second movie that got an Oscar because they funded Whiplash.
Yeah,
That's true.
but that wasn't a scary.
That was a scary movie.
Whiplash is
Horror movies
terrifying.
are-
Are you kidding
I mean,
me?
it is.
I haven't seen
Also-
As someone who was a music student for a bit,
Also,
As
has
someone
some-
who has met
some
J.K.
real
Simmons,
terror
that
in it.
movie is terrifying.
That movie is. I have been in that band seat and shit. That is some shit.
I want to so bad
Also, bad
get
in
into everything I hated about Truth or Dare, but we
But
have
we
to wait
can't.
until next month.
yeah.
Shout out to Ronnie.
Also,
Shout out to my boy
He
Roddy.
can't repeat
You
shots.
are-
Everybody knows.
you already know what it is. Also, Whiplash hasn't aged. Like the message of Whiplash, the ending probably hasn't aged well.
Yeah, probably not.
Because the whole thing was like,
I
it
have
turned
not-
out in the whole worth it in the end.
Well, I mean, he becomes that student, but then it's like, well, he's gonna go on and die young then now, so it's a tragic ending.
Okay.
But it's.
But I'm saying, like,
really
there's
like
probably a
that
lot of
movie.
people who like walked away with not that context.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
It's like the people who watched Fight Club and thought like the Brad Pitt character was super fucking cool as
Oh,
hell.
okay, I see
That's
what
not
you're
what the
saying.
movie's
Yeah,
about at all, guy. Okay.
You missed
Yeah.
the point.
Super Troopers 2.
420, bro. Who gives a shit?
Not me.
Apparently it's good. I don't know. Moving on. Anyway.
I feel pretty.
What is this?
This is
Amy
the Amy
Schumer.
Schumer movie.
Oh, that looks bad.
Yeah.
But that might
Amy
just...
Schumer said that the trailers are misleading.
Why would?
Because people are like, this movie feels like it's making fun of people who are overweight. And she's like, that's not it. Except it really
Also,
seems
is
Is
like
this
it
the same Amy Schumer who got mad when a magazine called her plus size? It's like, okay, yeah, now you're being empowering. Okay,
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, it's extremely... I
This
can't...
is the movie where Amy Schumer hits her head and she thinks she's really hot. That's the
I
premise
know,
of
but
the
I'm
movie.
just like, yeah, what? That's all she's got.
She's on a fucking bike and she falls and hits her head because I think she's too fat for the bike.
That does happen.
yeah.
Look, fat people are so stupid. It's funny.
And then she wakes up and she's like, I'm beautiful. And she's empowered.
Which is
and-
weird because Trainwreck, while not a great movie, never touched on that fact
Yeah,
whatsoever.
no, she just kind of existed as if she was a normal person or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like she looks like a normal person.
Strange, very strange.
Yeah, because
Very strange.
Trainwreck's thing was just she was just emotionally distant and an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was dating John Cena, and all of his jokes were really gay.
Oh, yeah.
But this one tackles her other issue.
Also,
not funny.
Also, I don't know. Amy Schumer can sell a ticket anymore. Like, she's fallen out of favor.
My
right?
mom is really excited for this movie.
Oh, is this gonna be you and your mom go to the movies?
I am not ever gonna watch an Amy Schumer lead movie. I refuse.
Trainwreck wasn't terrible.
I saw Trainwreck, and that was like when Amy Schumer was still.
That's just
like,
the height.
Yeah, when I was like, maybe she's all right. And there was that one bit where when they were in the bathroom and they were talking about which Johnny Depp they would fuck, and I thought that was funny. And I saw it with Lauren, and I was like, she's gonna say Willy Wonka, and then she's like, I think I'd go with Willy Wonka, and I was like, I knew it.
That's a great Amy Schumer impression, also. Yeah. Ghost Stories. The hell's Ghost Stories?
Ghost Stories is an anthological
Oh.
horror story, and I believe Martin Freeman is in it.
Oh.
And it came
I
out.
love that film, man.
Oh, I saw an ad. Yes.
Yes, and it comes out on 4/20, except limited, so not
so we
tonight.
can't watch
the
tonight.
day we are recording this.
Damn it! I like how you got ahead of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I am super. All I know is the poster for this movie looks super dope, and I read.
I saw like the
synopsis.
teaser for it that didn't say anything about the movie, and I was
I
like,
have
all
not
right.
heard of this.
Yeah. I only saw
Carrie, you would probably be into it because it is a scary movie with Mr. Martin Freeman.
With John Watson.
everyone's favorite Marvel character.
Speaking of Marvel, it's
God.
finally here.
Martin Freeman's Avengers.
The Infinity War,
Wow,
the
that would be a
Avengers are
movie.
here. I've been rewatching some Marvel movies.
Oh, okay.
And
How's it going?
I think, well, Thor Ragnarok, still amazing.
I like that one.
Doctor Strange,
Boring.
still mediocre.
But Matt Smith will
Civil
come out.
War, which I really liked the first time,
Terrible.
I could not finish the second time because I felt tired at 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
That movie, yeah.
That movie is exhausting, but it's not the longest Marvel movie because Infinity War is the longest Marvel movie.
Oh, I already bought my ticket. Don't tell me that.
What do you mean?
now.
I have 2 tickets because I'm seeing it with Zach on a different day. So I have to watch
All
this
right,
movie
because I
twice.
forgot to invite him.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
He doesn't care.
It's fine.
He honestly doesn't care.
Neither do I. I just did it because I felt compelled to.
Yeah.
So fucking here you go.
But, like, look, man, this might be good. I think we should also make bingo cards for this one, Carrie. I think that'll make everyone.
Well, what's
a
the
little-
bingo cards? Like not Chris Plant.
Like, I feel like who's gonna die, what jokes might happen.
Batista.
Will Captain Marvel be in the movie, which is the only thing I'm looking forward to.
Will
because-
Batista do a Batista bomb?
I hope so.
That's his finishing move. The Batista bomb.
Look, man, all I know is that I keep reading people be like, Captain Marvel's in this movie, and Captain Marvel is definitely not in this movie. And I love that character. And Brie Larson plays her, and she is the best.
The Wasp is gonna be in this movie because it's after Ant-Man and Wasp, right?
No, it takes. I think.
Is
I don't
Ant-Man?
know.
I don't think Ant-Man and Wasp is. I thought everything was like before.
Well, they're
What?
not. They're not like in the like marketing of it. I don't know if they're in it, or at least not much.
I mean, to be
They're
fair, it's
pretty
Ant-Man and
small.
Wasp.
Yeah.
Got a small part.
But
I
the
wish
same
I
thing with
cared. I wish I
Hawkeye.
had enough like not cynicism in my life that I could enjoy these movies. Because man, I see people have these conversations online, and I'm like, Avengers 1 was a good movie.
Avengers
I don't
1
know.
was-
I fell asleep.
Avengers 1 was passable. Age of Ultron is
It's awful.
bad.
It's bad.
But Joss Whedon is no longer in charge.
I know.
So maybe.
But I'm just saying,
this will
people
be good.
like people say Avengers is a great movie. Like that's high in their rankings.
It's admirable over what it did, like being the first cinematic universe thing to be decent. Because Justice League fucked up immediately.
Let me tell you, that
The
final
Mummy fucked up immediately. Dracula Untold also fucked up immediately.
Don't talk about that one. That was the old Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Now we got the new
Let me
Dark
tell you
Universe.
about
Oh, it's been canceled
Fast
again.
and Furious.
That's not a franchise.
That's the biggest franchise.
No,
around
that's
the
not
Not a
world.
cinematic universe.
That's
like
a series.
second.
That's a series
That's
of
true.
films, not a cinematic.
No, well, I mean, I would say a straight line.
That's
but
like saying
Tokyo
the
Drift.
X-Men movies are
That's
a
true.
cinematic universe.
I
They're
mean,
just
there's Deadpool, so that's
Oh
fine.
boy.
Deadpool is like his own thing, though.
I mean, he's okay.
He references
It's
both
fine.
John McAvoy and Patrick Stewart. He exists in his own world. By the way, the newest Deadpool 2 trailer came out, and I laughed at one joke.
I walked out of the trailer. It was like before Isle of Dogs. I walked out. I was like, I don't
No,
need
a
to see
trailer
this.
drops today, and I watched it on Twitter.
When is that coming out?
May something. I think the middle of May.
Shit.
Yeah, soon. I think the joke was.
You should look at forward in May because so far this year's been a big bummer. Yeah. When is not What is that movie? The
Hereditary.
Is it Hereditary?
That's June.
Aw, man.
May has Solo and
man.
Deadpool.
Aw.
Yay.
And probably, honestly,
maybe it's time to stop watching movies, guys.
Honestly, that's probably it because those are the two
pack
big.
it up.
Those are both.
Let me tell you about wrestling.
And with
the original movie.
Infinity War, it's probably going to be just those 3 movies.
All right.
I'm actually kind of excited for Infinity War. I'm
You're
gonna go.
an idiot.
No.
I'm gonna go in hoping Spider-Man is less obnoxious.
It's not gonna happen.
But he has a metal suit now.
Hopefully less Iron Man.
Hopefully.
That's okay.
Oh my god, I want Iron Man to fucking die. That is what I want.
More Korg.
More Korg, yes. More Valkyrie. More dead Iron Man.
I would like a lot more Valkyrie.
More
She's great.
Thor.
Yeah,
Just
she's
do
great.
Thor again.
Yeah, just have Taika Waititi make every Marvel movie from here on out.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
Well, that's it for this episode of Movies Are Real. Not the highest spirited, but you know what?
In fact, some would say incredibly negative.
It is what it is. You know, this might be, I think, the lowest year, start to a year.
Not been great.
It's not been great.
There's no Power Rangers. There's nothing of
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Power Rangers did fuel me for a lot. I hate how every time I see it, when I was on a plane or when I'm at a house or something, and Power Rangers are here,
Should I watch
maybe I should watch it. I mean, you know, that part where they're speaking that alien language and it's super Bryan Cranston and it's super okay, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, that's the episode of Movies Are Real for March. Maybe we'll like Avengers. I mean, I never dislike Avengers. That just happens. It's it's a movie. I saw it. It's fine. I don't understand why people like Captain America Civil War so much. Or not Civil War, Winter Soldier so much.
I like Winter Soldier. It's the first Avenger that I hate.
I mean, I know that.
I think Winter Soldier just feels like a very to the point.
Okay, I see that.
And it doesn't fuck around too much.
Well, people just the way people talk about Winter Soldier, they talk about it's the fucking second coming of Jesus.
I get
shit.
that.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Mostly just because I had such low expectations from the first Avengers. Okay,
It's got the original Great Gatsby in it. Holy shit.
And then Winter Soldier just was you know what? Captain America's a pretty alright character, alright. And Bucky needs a haircut.
Yeah, he definitely does. He looks like a trash.
That's going on my bingo card. Bucky gets a haircut. Halfway through the movie, he's like, I actually can't find space because my hair keeps getting. Just cut it.
Does he get a haircut or does he get a man bun?
Oh, I can see that. Oh no. I get 100%.
You put haircut on your bingo card, I'll put man bun on my
Okay.
bingo card.
It is a deal. It is in audio format. This promise we are making.
Well, that's the episode for March. Ryan, where people can find you on Twitter?
At Frying Pans on, get this, Twitter.com.
You can find me at jcruzalvarez26 on Twitter. Carrie, where can people find you?
Find me at Car, K-A-R_E Lyles, Lyles.
Sorry we were so mean about Ready Player One. You can enjoy it. You can enjoy it. It's
No,
fine.
fuck you.
If you enjoy it, fine. Just don't talk to me about it.
No, whatever. if my problem is everyone's whole thing is all the references. It's that doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it good. I don't care if you felt happy and joy during the movie.
Also,
make it good.
I pretty much separated myself from most of the things I like, and I try to repress my liking of them and feel shame for it. So at least you're living your best life, guy. You don't have to say.
Look, all I'm saying is there's a Venn diagram of people who like Suicide Squad and like Ready Player One. There's a lot of
and it's a circle.
And it's a perfect circle. Yeah.
Anyways,
Next time on Movies Are Real, another podcast.
that is true. So until then, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.